McKinley Morganfield, better known as Muddy Waters, was one of the foremost artists in blues history. In the late 1940s and 50s, he led the way in transforming traditional Delta blues into the electric Chicago blues style that paved the road to rock and roll. Waters was born in the Jugs Corner community of rural Issaquena County, but always claimed Rolling Fork as his birthplace. His birth date has been cited as April the 4th, 1913, 1914, or 1915.
His grandmother, Della Grant, nicknamed him Muddy because as a child on the Cottonwood Plantation in Marysville, Mississippi, he loved to play in the mud. His friends later tagged Water and Waters in his later years.
His father, Ollie Morganfield, was a sharecropper in the Rolling Fork area who also entertained at local blues affairs. But Waters was raised by his grandmother, who moved to the Stovall Plantation near Clarksdale when he was still a young child, and his influences were Delta musicians such as Son House, Robert Johnson, and Robert Nighthawk. Muddy first played harmonica with Stovall guitarist Scott Bohanner, but took up guitar under the older musician's tutelage, and later performed with another mentor, blues legend Big Joe Williams.
So he worked on the Stovall Plantation driving a tractor. He also played in a string band called the Sun Sims 4, and he ran a juke joint out of his house.
Waters did his first recordings at Stovall in 1941 to 42 for a Library of Congress team led by Alan Lomax and John Wirt III. In 1943, he moved to Chicago, and by the end of the decade, he was setting the pace on the competitive Chicago blues scene.
The city was loaded with freshly arriving talent from Mississippi, Arkansas, and Louisiana as the Southern farm worker continued to migrate to the alleged promised land of the North.
Many of the finest musicians, including harmonica player Little Walter Jacobs, pianist Otis Spann, and guitarist Jimmy Rogers, worked in the seminal Muddy Waters Blues Band, which virtually defined the Chicago blues genre. Both through his recordings on the Aristocrat and Chess labels and through his sensual and electrifying live performances, he not only became a blues icon, but a godfather to generations of rock and roll bands, as he expanded his audience from the African American clubs of Chicago's South and West Sides to Europe and beyond.
The Rolling Stones recorded several of his songs and took their name from one of his records, Rolling Stone. Jazz, R&B, country, and even hip-hop artists have used his material as well.
Other Muddy Waters classics, many written by Vicksburg native Willie Dixon, include Got My Mojo Working, Manish Boy, I Just Want to Make Love to You, Hoochie Coochie Man, and I'm Ready. Waters returned to visit or perform in Mississippi on occasion and appeared at the Greenville VFW, the Ole Miss campus, and the 1981 Delta Blues Festival. A recipient of multiple Grammy Awards, charter member of the Blues Foundation Blues Hall of Fame, and 1987 inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Muddy Waters died in his sleep on April the 30th, 1983, at his home in Westmont, Illinois. Looking to continue your journey on the Mississippi Blues Trail? Head 37 miles east to Yazoo City, where you will find both the Tommy McLennan and Gatormouth Moore markers. Or head 21 miles north to Hollandale and check out the Sam Chapman marker.